mostly, or do you think they'll move Garrett over? What do you think?
Well, I mean, just looking off film, it looks like they kind of play sides a little bit. So it looks like, Garrett plays more on the left tackle, Klein on the right tackle. But I'm sure week one, they might change things up, have a game plan. So, that's really on them. But, I'm excited for it, going against some great defensive linemen here that helped me kind of prepare for this moment. So I'm excited.
So you expect to see mostly Garrett?
Yeah, I feel like.
Talk about this. Is your first start, and it's an all-pro you're going against.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I've been going against an all-pro all throughout training camp. So, he's been shout out to Burns, getting me ready. And I always like to go against the best of the best. Obviously Myles Garrett is one of those guys. So definitely a matchup I'm excited for.
Matt said that I asked him if y'all started the Brown stuff, and he said, no, we don't want to start it too early. Was that the same with you, or did you start looking at Garrett a while ago?
Well, for me, it's really like 1 week at a time. That's something we kind of focus on. We can look at the big picture, have big picture goals, but we want to, at the end of the day, it's one day at a time, one game at a time. So throughout the preseason, I'll just focus on the next game, and, now it's Cleveland week, so I'll focus on the Browns.
So is that when, now you're starting, your film study on Garrett and Clowney?
I sprinkled in film study here and there, but week by week, I really want to focus on the team at hand. So this week is going to be, all Browns, all in all the Browns.
What's Baker's advice been to you about facing Garrett?
I wouldn't really say advice. Just a lot of the older guys have kind of been telling me to, take it slow. Obviously, it's my first regular season game, so they don't want too many things going on in my head at once, and that's something that we kind of just learned throughout training camp, really, just kind of slowing down the game a little bit, focusing on the little things, the little details.
Ikem, how has your pass protection come along since you got to training camp, really?
Yeah, definitely been an improvement for me. It's probably one of my biggest improvements throughout camp. Shout out Burns again, Etor, Marquise, and Cam Irvin, Timo, a lot of the O-line, D-line, both sides of the ball, helping me, catch up the speeds.
What did you learn? What did you see and what did you learn?
Really just timing and just, moving my body a little bit more in space, At this level, defensive linemen, they throw a lot at you. They're not just stationary. They move around a lot. They play with your spacings. They're kind of learning some of that stuff. It's not just as cookie cutter as college. In college, they have an assignment and they go do it. So once you know the assignment, you know how to block them. But here, a lot of these guys have kind of free reins to kind of, rush how they want to rush. So you really have to settle the man every time. So some of those things.
Does it hit you that you're 6 days away from realizing your dream?
I mean, my dream really started back at Wofford. When I put the pads on for the first time, that's really when it hit me. And ever since then, just been a blessing.
Is part of you kind of cherishing the opportunity to start against a guy like Garrett? We're going to do it. We're going to jump
100%.
in.
100%. Just jump in, head first. Just jump in, dive in, learn, do everything you can for the team, and what happens. I'm excited for it. The day I dreamed of. Going against the best of the best. Like I said, it's an opportunity that doesn't come around too often. So when it does, you want to make the most of it.
Will you see Clowney at all? Do you think?
I'm sure I would. Yeah.
Did you know him at all from the Carolinas in your background?
Yeah. So when I was being recruited, one of my first schools was South Carolina. So Clowney's all over the place, all that sort of stuff. And obviously, I saw the hit against Michigan. That's something that's going to live on college football highlights for life. So I know a good amount.
So what about Myles that you study the most, that not fear the most, but you have to be the most prepared for?
He's really just all-around player. You got to prepare for everything. That's why, I made sure that every part of my game throughout training camp, I made sure to sharpen it. Every part, even the parts that I felt like were strengths of mine going in, something I still got to sharpen up on. So, obviously, Garrett's an all-around player. You can really just do it all, so you want to be prepared for everything.
Would you rather start with someone, let's say, a middle-of-the-pack defensive end as opposed to an all-pro defensive end?
I really don't. I can't choose my battle, so I can't really answer that question. The schedule's decided for us, and, it's not really in my place to choose who I want to go to. Whoever's in front of me, I have a job to do, they have a job to do, and, the best man win.
Being a local Charlotte guy, how many friends and family do you expect to see? Do you know anybody?
Yeah, I got a pretty big group. Cousins, aunts, uncles, a lot of family, a lot of friends as well. Friends from high school, middle school, stuff like that. So it should be a pretty big, icky crowd there. So I'm excited for it.
Do you have a number guesstimation?
I say a group of around 20-ish people. That's my estimation right now. You might have to ask my mom. She kind of coordinating the whole, Ekwonu clan group. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Are they tailgating, having a party, anything?
I think that's the plan. I try to just leave all that to my mom. She handles that sort of stuff. But I'm really excited.
But it's special.
Definitely.
If it gets to a certain number, you just have to cut it off.
I might have to. If it gets to that point, we'll see.